Hey friends, and welcome to Technical Shots with LJ, and welcome to another weekly episode of technical analysis on the natural gas markets. So I've been doing this TA for quite a while now, maybe a few weeks, and I was pointing to a target price of 3.33 to 3.35, roughly around. Before we start, I just wanted to give a disclaimer that this is not a buy or sell recommendation. I'm just trying to analyze the markets based on the chart patterns or based on the chart. So again, this is not a buy or a sell recommendation. This is purely for the educational purposes. So if you remember or if you have seen my previous videos, I always share the link in the description. So if you have not, please, I would highly recommend to go back and have a look at the analysis. So we were forming our TA based on this ascending triangle. Now this ascending triangle has changed, but I will show what was the previous ascending triangle which I was trying to portray. So the supporting or the rising support is still the same. You can see the rising support, or the rising floor, I would say in this case. The support is moving higher, and the resistance back then was roughly around this zone, yeah. So this was the resistance back there. I mean, we had this, sort of spikes here, and I was considering these as a stray spikes, and based on that, I was, trying to portray the breakout of this ascending triangle which we had, and we had the target price of 3.33 to 3.35 zone. Now, interestingly, we have found, or we have the markets have formed another, proper ascending triangle pattern. Not that the previous was not proper, but this is, you know, as I said, previously we had this spikes which I actually consider as the orphan spikes. But after last week, if I put a resistance out here, look at how clear it becomes. So let me get this blue line or the resistance out of the path. Now, if you look at this is a perfect ascending triangle. And if you know the formation, or what are the components of the ascending triangle, it clearly needs to reject from the resistance at least twice, clearly needs to support on the rising floor or on the rising support twice. If you want to know more about the ascending triangle pattern, I already have a video on this channel. So you can, of course, go and have a look at you know the ascending triangle pattern. But in a nutshell, that we have ascending triangle here, which has been broken out here at this spike. Look at the breakout. The breakout is also perfect, and it's a perfect breakout, which has been which is desired for ascending triangle. Now, as per the technical analysis, we should have a retest, which is roughly around this pink resistance here. So this pink resistance, roughly, I am targeting a zone of around 3.02, which is here, to roughly around 3.05 or 3.05. uh, there is a possibility that we can all see 3.07 as well, but we'll cover that once we move ahead from the daily. So this is daily time frame, so we'll look at why I am saying 3.07. But that's the rough zone I'm saying, which will come back for retest, is 3.02 to 3.0507 as well. So that's the retest which I'm expecting. Once it is retested and we see the bias showing the strength, I'm expecting this to move towards $4 at least. So I'm expecting this to move $4. That's the target price of this ascending triangle. Once again, a disclaimer: this is not a buy or a sell recommendation. This is purely for educational purpose, and I'm trying to discuss the technical analysis based on the price action or the chart patterns, or just seeing the price on how it moves on the charts. So on the daily, clearly an ascending triangle, a breakout, waiting for a retest of 3.0 to 3.05, roughly around 3.07 zone, and then I'm expecting the bias to hold strength and should be going back to $4. So that's the technical analysis based on this ascending triangle on a daily time frame. So one more thing I want to, as I said, 3.07. So the reason I was saying is, if I put a fib here, and you all know fib is a brilliant tool, and if I put it roughly around here, this is what it is coming around 3.0607. And that's the reason I'm saying, because this 0.618 or 61.8 level, it's considered as the PRZ. So if the price comes here down on the daily, it should, strongly be supported by the 61.8 level, which is the PRZ. And that's the reason I'm saying that very well it has a chance that, 3.07 also can support. But as a whole, I'm expecting this 3.02 to 3.07 as a support, where I'm expecting the markets to come here and touch the buying, support or the buying strength, and then move on for $4. So that is the TA based on the daily. Let me get the fib out of the way, and let's go and see on the 4 hours. So if I go to the 4 hour time frame, so it's, the ascending triangle is beautiful, but we are breaking it down into more details now here. And if you see here, like, this is what I'm, you know on the 4 hour, clearly the prices touched, you know 3.46 roughly. You can see the spikes as well. Look at the, try price, testing this. Let me put a line here, resistance. So this is roughly around 3.45 level. Look at the spikes. The markets, how, the price is rejecting, sorry, the market's rejecting this price. So 3.45 is, at the moment, a resistance. And then, you can see a double top also forming here. So, let me get the uh, path, and look at this. So this is one top, and then forming another top, roughly. So markets close roughly around the support. So this is again a double top, for which I think, the target is roughly pointing again to this zone. So that's again added confidence that the market wants to go down to around 3.02 to 3.07 zone. So that's on the 4 hours. Let me get rid of the path here. That's fine. So 4 hours also is saying that, quite a bearishness we can see here, pointing to, roughly around the $3 zone. Now if I go on the hour and, look at this, downtrend. So the market is clearly in the downtrend. I've put in a, a trend line clearly showing the downtrend. So this is a perfect, market going towards the $3 zone. Now if I go back to hourly, which is my favorite time zone, hourly also, if you look at the hourly, it is clearly showing, the resistance at the 3.45 zone. You can see got rejected once, got rejected twice, thrice, and, eventually, also, I mean, one thing you should always look at the candle strength here. So if you look at the candle strength here, at the third level, at third rejection, look at the red candles formed, and then, the market's gone back and retested again this particular level, and then back down there. And we have, the downtrend in action. So on the hourly, we are clearly seeing this particular pattern of double top is getting, you know portrayed quite clearly compared to the 4 hour pattern. So that's on the hourly. If I've So this basically, clearly saying that, the markets want a bit of down here. Now if you look at this particular point, and you can see, the markets retested this zone as well, which is roughly around 3.26. So if we want to have any bullishness, we need to first conquer 3.26. That's the first step to have any bullishness. Either that, or, either, break out from the downtrend and then try to retest the downtrend and then move ahead. So the two things to, look at for the bullishness is either conquer 3.26, or either break out from the downtrend, retest it, and then that's the sign of bullishness. So these are the two, I would say, confluences to look out for if, you want to see the bullishness in the markets. Now I want to show you something on the, 15 minutes. Usually I don't look at the 15 minutes, but there is something peculiar which I saw on Friday, and that's the reason I just wanted to show you. So on the 15 minutes, you can clearly see a bearish flag here. So let me highlight that flag. And if you want to know more about the flag patterns, there is a video on my channel on the flag patterns. So if you want to know more, I would appreciate, or I would request you to go on the channel, have a look at the flag patterns. I have, you know, made a comprehensive video on, how to, identify the flag patterns, the targets, the stop loss, and everything about the flag patterns. Similarly for ascending triangle and other chart patterns. So for the flag pattern, this is a bearish flag, and look at that bearish flag. Let me give it some other color here. Then maybe a blue just to identify. It's a pure bullish bearish flag. I'm gonna just maximize here to show something very nice things. So look at this. It's broken down here, and then look at this particular thing, properly retested here. So it's a perfect bearish flag, and then the market's moving in the south direction. So again, this is one of the conferences saying that the market's trying to head down. The main key zone, as I said, I've been discussing, is 3.02 to 3.05 ish or 7 ish roughly, to see if we find buying strength there. If we find the buying strength at that zone, we should be heading back to $4. Now, if I remove this pole of the flag, I'll show you something very interesting. So if I remove the pole of the flag, look at how the markets retested this, particular downtrend. It's a perfect retest. So I think the markets tried to, you know, come here to challenge the downtrend, but the sellers are very strong here. And then it's a perfect retest, and down we go. So that's on 15 minutes. I usually don't look at the 15 minutes because most of the time this is a zone which is uh, played by the scalpers or the algos, even lower than that. But I usually try and look at the hourly time frames, which usually give me the most accurate results on the technical sides. So this is what looking, or even look at the 15 minute, the double top is perfect double top. You can look at the resistance, and then perfect recipe of a double top. Let's go back to the daily again. So on the daily, let me reset the chart. Let me see if I have missed anything here. Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing, to be honest. Nice. So yeah, this is pretty much on the weekly analysis. So let's see how we open on Monday, and I'm expecting this to move towards this $3 zone, and then I'm expecting this to find the buying strength here, and then move towards $4. So yeah, that's pretty much from my side. If you find this session helpful, please give us a thumbs up, and please share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.